Our viewers, we welcome you once again to this session of counseling. And today we have our visitor, Mrs. Zipporah Chege. She's not so much of a visitor. She has been here, but I'll give her an opportunity to greet you and remind you who she is. And then we can move on to our topic today, which is image, body image, and the youth. Madam Zipporah, greet our viewers and remind them who you are once again.
Good morning, viewers. I want to once welcome you to Please Refuge TV. Karibu sana. I'm happy to have you. My name is Zipporah Chege, as you've already been told. I'm a counseling psychologist and I have passion for youth. So today we are looking at body image and the youth.
Thank you very much, Zipporah. I remember last time we were here, we were talking about the challenges facing the youth. We happened to go through a number of them generally, and we promised our viewers that we would come back to revisit those challenges one by one, and that is what we are doing today. And today our topic is, as you have said, body image and the youth. So we begin by asking you, Zipporah, what is body image?
That's a good question. The concept of the body image is a wide concept that comes from self-image. It's a subtopic of self-image. When we're talking about self-image, we are talking about what a person feels or thinks they are, including their potential, including where they can be. Do they think they can be millionaire? Do they think they can make it? That is about self-image. Now, when we come to body image, which is a sub-part of self-image, we are looking at what one thinks or what perception they have about their body, about their looks, about their height, about their skin color, about their hair, their body size, their weight. It's generally about what one thinks or feels or the perceptions they have about their body. That is what we mean by body image.
All right.
When I look at the mirror, whom do I see? What do I tell myself Zipporah is? Yeah, that's the body image.
Thank you very much. Now the next question is, what age group is mostly affected by body image?
Okay, that's a good question. Now that we are looking at the youth, it's very important to look at the body image and the youth because when we are looking at the challenges in the other session, we said that challenge number one is unemployment.
Yes.
And we said unemployment has many stakeholders. For us to achieve employment for the youth, we need many other stakeholders. So as psychologists, there's very little we can do. There's something we can do, yes, but not so much. But when we come to the body image, it is ranked number 2. Number 2 challenge for the youth.
Okay.
And so the youth is mostly affected, and also the teens. So from the age of 13 all the way to the age of 35, mostly have issues with the body image. This is not to say that the other people have no challenge. They also have challenges because not everybody feels good about their body all the time. I'm sure maybe at some point, please, you've looked at the mirror and you didn't like what you saw. It has happened to me sometimes.
But you feel that there is a part of your body you don't like.
You don't like. What you're seeing, you don't like.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have had people going to change their noses.
Yes.
They undergo operations. I don't
Yes.
like my nose.
Yes.
I don't like my legs.
Yes.
I don't like, you know.
Yeah, we should look at that because that's the effect of negative body image. When you don't like your nose, you think it's too long, too short, then you go for cosmetic surgery. Yes. To change
that part that you don't like. What about retro children? I know we are talking about youth today, but just for curiosity purpose, what about retro children? Do they also undergo? I know grown-ups, they undergo that. What about retro children?
Yeah, when we are talking about little children, maybe from the age of 3 upwards, at this time they are doing a lot of learning. They learn a lot. So sometimes they don't like their body image. Not only their body image, they may not even like their sex. So you may find girls saying, me, I'm a boy. They even want to identify and say, I'm so and so. They want to say, I'm the pastor.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what they are looking at, to them, it's inadequate. They don't think they're good enough. So, and because they're doing a lot of social learning, so they tend to copy people they think are progressive, or people who are good to them, and they even imitate their sisters and their brothers. So they also have issues.
So like a girl now desiring to be a boy, hates the way girls are and would want to be a boy.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Or boys would want to be girls.
Yes.
And so on and so forth. Maybe we shall cover that in details, especially also in the youth, because I've also come across youths who have felt they want to change the sex also. And they are doing that even in the Western world. They are, maybe in Kenya we don't have much of that, but in the Western world they are changing. You see, maybe one is a girl, changes to be a boy or something like that. So I also know that there is positive and also negative body image, or healthy or unhealthy body image. Can you differentiate for us?
Okay, maybe just before I come to that, to address what you've mentioned about changing one's sex. That may not be purely body image. When we look at that, that is sex orientation, which is different from body image.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the sex.
So it's not a purely body image, but now it's not about the body, the way they look at their body, but it also maybe comes from their mind.
Yeah, the sex orientation. What orientation do they want to take? Do they want to be female? Do they want to be male? So maybe that we can look at it some other time.
We shall look at it because it may also have an aspect of hating the way their bodies are and so on and so forth. Yes. We shall look at that into details. So let's talk about this positive and negative body image.
Yes, I have said that body image, we call it self. It's good to use the word self because it's about me, it's about you. What do you think about your body?
Yes.
What perception do you get about your body? And sometimes this perception, especially to the youth, they use them to define their self-worth. So that means if I look at my body image, if I look at myself at the mirror and think and feel I'm looking good,
yes,
that in itself makes me think that I'm worth much more. So it contributes to the self-esteem.
All right.
What value I give to myself, what am I worth? So for us to get into the types of body image,
negative or positive,
exactly, for us to get there is what worth do I derive from my body image? If I get a negative worth, then that means I have a negative body image.
Yes.
If I think from my body, I'm not worth.
Okay.
It lowers my self-esteem.
Okay.
I don't feel good enough compared to the other people. Then that's a negative body image.
Okay.
But if from what I see on the mirror, by my body image, I feel positive. I feel I'm worth. I'm good. I can take risk. Then that is a positive body image.
Okay.
So that is how we get the two different types of body image.
Yeah.
And most people are either positive or negative, though we have people who sometimes they're positive, sometimes they are
negative.
They are negative.
Okay.
Yes.
So what factors influence this self now? What factors influence?
Now, there are many factors that influence our body image, though we are calling it self.
That's what I've said now. You are calling it self, but it's also called the body image. Now you are calling it self. What is this that influence? What are the factors that influence this self now? So that now it becomes either negative or positive.
Yeah, the factors are in most cases determined by external forces.
Okay.
Now this include our parents. What did my mother say about my body as I was growing? What did she say about my nose?
Did she say I'm beautiful or
did she say I'm beautiful? Or maybe she looked at me and thought I looked like the man she hated in her life, and therefore didn't see much in my physical features. And what are my peers telling me? And what are my friends telling me? Okay? So all this, and the media, of course.
Okay.
What does the media say about a person with body weight that I have? Do they think I'm beautiful? Do they think I'm ugly?
In other words, all the comments we get from people,
yes,
maybe they tell you are beautiful. That enhances you, that self now. All right?
Yes.
And whatever, if they say you are ugly, you don't look good, you are what, that now will influence you, the way you think about yourself.
So all these feedbacks, we get them into our mind.
So what would you tell the youth now? Now that we are talking about youth, and we are seeing that most of the factors that influence that self-image now it comes from external, not so much from internal. What advice would you give to the youth?
Yeah, it is important that they know what to do, but before we get there, maybe I can highlight a bit on the effects of a negative body image.
Yes, do.
Yeah. So what happens if you have a negative body image? You are more likely to have a low self-esteem. And with low self-esteem, you can be abused by people, you cannot speak your mind, you cannot go for your ideas, you're shy, so you'll be taken advantage by other people because you have low self-esteem. Now, people who think they are not okay with their body image, for instance, let's talk about weight.
Yeah.
They are taken advantage of by very many commercial people in the market, whereby they get to very unhealthy procedures. We've had people who are on hormones to have a crash to reduce their weight, which is which is unhealthy. And then also they get into eating disorders. I'm sure you've heard about bulimia.
Yeah.
And because they think they are not good enough, so they're likely to get to these disorders.
Okay.
So because of these disorders, they can get into mental illness. Okay. So it is as serious as that. And when they think they are not good enough, now to come to what you had mentioned, they can easily go for plastic, for cosmetic surgery. So that they change, they change their looks, and maybe you look in a certain way, which according to other people, they look better. But when this person has a deep negative body image, no amount of cosmetic surgery will undo the effect. They do the cosmetic surgery, they look at themselves, and they still think this is not good enough. Then they go for another surgery, and another, and that has a very bad effect on their body. So cosmetic surgery it's a business that is booming. People are making billions, and it's different from plastic surgery. Plastic surgery is done to reconstruct the morphology of the body. Maybe a person had some defect at birth, or a person had an accident. That is plastic surgery, which is okay. I'm not saying there's something wrong with cosmetic surgery, but sometimes it is.
But
not
some people,
necessary.
some people also die when they are going through these surgeries.
That is
I
it.
remember I was hearing of a wife of a president of a certain country who traveled all the way to America for plastic surgery. She was not sick. It's only that she was unhappy with her body.
Yeah.
She died there. So there are also these tragic things that come with whatever. So we are saying, because we are talking to the people now, to our viewers, and the reason for us discussing this is so that the people, the society, can know about this, and these people who are going through this negative effect of low self-esteem caused by this body image, negative body image. How can you know that a person has negative or body image? How can we know that somebody is suffering from this low self-image?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That,
are there signs, are there things that we can observe and know this is it, so that we can be able to help this person before it goes to that stage where now it can be tragic? Because we know there are also people who take their lives as a result of the same. We are saying people dying also because of the same.
Yes.
Yeah, you think now people hate you because of the way you look and so on and so forth. So, are there signs that somebody is suffering from this?
That's a good question. And unfortunately, we cannot generalize that this is a sign because of low or because of negative body image. Because some signs, it's like the way you, sometimes we are talking about COVID-19 this time. So when we cough, the cough could be as a result of COVID-19, it could be pneumonia, it could be TB. You see, these are symptoms of several diseases. It is the same way. When we talk about low self-esteem, low self-esteem could be as a result of a negative body image. It could be due to many other factors, like maybe a person was abused as a child. It could be due to abuse, many factors can lead to low self-esteem. So sometimes, unless we do very specific tests, psychological tests, we may not really pinpoint that this low self-esteem is due to body image. I don't know whether you get my argument.
Yeah.
The overall outcome.
So it is not easy to pick that this one is now caused by that.
It's not easy to pick, and sometimes it will be dangerous to pick. But there are certain things that may be obvious. Because like maybe somebody does not like the size of their tummy. So from their dressing, from their walking style, they may try to walk in a manner that will try to minimize the size of their stomach. Or somebody does not like their height. So they stoop their shoulders, and so that they look a bit short, a bit. They are not happy with their height, or somebody thinks they are too short, so they'll try to do things that will elevate their height. There are others that we can obviously see. There are others that are not very obvious to note, because the effect is internal. It is in the unconscious mind.
Yes.
We can only see behavior. That is caused by the unconscious mind. Yes. So
now we have media, isn't it? You mentioned the media.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about the media and how it affects this body language?
Now, media is very instrumental in body image. Because the media personality, let's talk about media personality. they are elevated in our society. When the youth look at the media, they think they've been elevated to the apex of life. They have made it in life. So what they see becomes a reflection of an ideal body size, an ideal body image, what we see on media.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think that even to get into the media world, you need to have that ideal body image.
Like for the ladies,
Exactly.
the size.
Yes,
yes. When they see them catwalk.
Yes, the way they catwalk, the way they dress, their hairstyle.
Yes, so they desire.
They think this is the ideal. They think that's how people should look like. That is media here. I like what I see in media in the Western world. You see they have all these variations.
Yes.
They have the old, they have the young, they have the big, they have the small. And I think that's a more balanced, the more balanced way that the media is showing that people can have different body types and they're just okay. There's nothing wrong. They're just okay. Yeah.
And
so,
when you are talking of the media, you also talk about technology. Those two, media, technology. Yeah.
You know, technology is a very wide word.
I know.
Simply meaning application of science. But maybe let me talk about technology in that when we Google, when we go to the net, what does it tell us about body image?
Exactly.
What does it say about the body image? And on what site are these that young people are likely to get into? So all these give a faulty assumption of a body image that does not actually exist. You know, it's so ideal that is out of reach. It describes the type of hair, the type of nails, you know, the weight, and not necessarily healthy, but that it looks attractive. I think the word to use is attractive. That body looks attractive, not necessarily healthy. And so the media and technology have really contributed to negative body image.
The material.
The material they get.
They read about them.
However, they have also contributed to positive body image, because if we get to proper site, then we get good information about body image.
How to eat well. How to exercise, the exercises to do, so that their bodies can, you know, those kind of things, they can be found.
They can also be found in the media.
Yes.
But that notwithstanding, the body image is actually what do I feel? What is my perception about me? About me, the way I'm looking now. What do I feel about it? What is my perception? What are my thoughts? Yeah? What comes to my mind when I stand in the mirror? Before I go to the gym, before I go to the eating, what do I feel about myself? That's the body image.
And because of that, I want you to address that issue now. That issue of how do I feel? Talk about the youth. Today we are talking about the youth. All right? Can you address the youth about that?
Now, when we are talking about the youth and the
trying
body
to
image,
help them, okay? Trying to help them now.
From biblical perspective, we are all made in the image of God.
Yes.
And the Bible says we are wonderful and fearfully made. I think that's the starting point.
Yes.
So your height, which was predetermined before you were born, even when you are in God's thought, in His thought you were not there.
Yeah. He knew your height.
He knew your height. And God does not
and
make
the size
junk.
of your body.
Oh yes. God does not make junk.
Yeah.
So that nose was planned by God. You are a plan of God. The lips you have, the hips you have.
Yes.
So I think that's the starting point. And one thing the youth should learn is to start loving themselves and not to judge themselves harshly. Before even we go to the environment and the others, they should love themselves. They should love what they see. that came from God. So by looking at themselves, they should feel good about themselves, that this is God. This is what God made me. This is my body frame. You know, the body frame is determined by God.
Yes.
Before we are born. Okay, there are other environmental factors, but I think to a great extent our genes determine our body image, and we should learn to appreciate that. And then the other point is to talk positively about ourselves, to have self-talk. And maybe to put this point home, when the mask came because of COVID-19, people didn't like them because they were thinking they would affect it's about body image. How will I look like with a mask? Yeah? It's a big thing. Up to today, there are people who don't put them on, even when they are risking their life, because they're thinking about the body image. But when you give it a second thought about the function of the mask, it's such a big barrier. It's preventing you from getting a disease that would very easily kill you. Then you're at home with a mask, and these days many people have them.
And many people have died.
There are others who have
because
died.
of that self, that you are saying that once you put on a mask, you look like an animal, you will look like a donkey,
yes.
So you don't want
to put. Yeah? But as time goes, people are appreciating the functionality of the mask. And so, unlike before, when you walk in town, you see very many people in masks. And so it's not becoming a big issue. So what I'm driving at, before you judge the size of your hands,
yes,
look at their function. What would you do if you didn't have those hands? Look at the function of your eyes before you critique and say they are too small, they are too big. Yeah, let us look at the functionality of the body, of our body organs first. The nose, does it function as a nose? Am I able to breathe? What about eating? Appreciate that your body organs are functional. The ears, before you say they are too big, they are too small. You see, people have issues with the size. So some people, they are too small. To others, they are too big. Even the head, others think they have a big head, and others feel they have a very small head. But does it have the brain? Can it hold your eyes? Can it hold your mouth? Is it functional? So that is one key thing in helping the youth appreciate their body image. When we talk self-body image, that my body is functional.
And also maybe we would add that there are people without those parts of the body. You are talking about a big nose. There is somebody who does not have. Maybe half of it is not there. You are talking about big eyes. There are people who don't have eyes. Maybe if you look at it that way, you would appreciate everything that you have, isn't it? You are criticizing your legs. There are people who don't have legs, isn't it? So I think that is also a thing that people should consider before they criticize their parts of the body and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I think that's okay to appreciate what we have, but not in comparison with what there are those without, because even those without, they have a body image.
They also have, and we shall come to it, but those who have, and they are saying it is small, it is big, it is what, they should first of all appreciate, what they have. All right.
They appreciate what we have, and the emphasis is to look at the functionality.
Yeah, exactly.
The functionality.
Yeah.
And then also another way of avoiding negative self-body image is to not to look at, not to listen to what the others are saying. Yeah. According to who? Who said this is size 8 is an ideal size?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what measures are those people using? Are they using standard measures? Are those measures healthy? Because I think that's what is very important. Are you healthy? For your weight, are you healthy? And for your height, are you healthy? Is your heart functioning properly? Are your lungs functioning? I think those are more. I'm not saying body image is not important. It is important. But sometimes when we give it a lot of weight, then it loses the meaning. Yeah.
So what are the effects of this negative body image? The effects now. We have mentioned some of them, like now people going for plastic surgery, they end up losing their lives. Can you tell them the effects?
Yeah.
Once they insist on having negative body image, what might happen to them?
Maybe just to add on those effects that I had mentioned before, people, the youth, are in an age where they are making relationship. They want to have stable, meaningful relationship that maybe in future may lead to marriage. Or maybe some of them are married. Now, one effect of negative body image, if you feel you're not good enough, these people are not able to have stable relationship. Because one thing, they think they are not approachable, and if somebody is approaching them, they think they're just mocking them. If they're told they are beautiful, they think this is mockery, this person is not serious. So it has a drastic effect on relationship. Yet they're in a stage where relationship, especially with opposite sex, is key. And also, not even with the others, they are not comfortable. They are not comfortable staying with others because they think, me, I don't look like them, I'm not beautiful, I'm not worth, they don't want to walk with me, I don't want to walk with them, because if I'm in their company, excuse me, people will compare me with them. So they are not able to relate properly. And this may lead to isolation. And as I said, with all this, eventually they may get to mental illness.
Yeah, when you say that, Madam Zipporah, I put a tick there. Because during some sessions of counseling, I've come across such an issue of where a husband tells me, my wife has never appreciated herself. Like even when the husband tries to show love, I love you, baby. Maybe he comes home and he really wants to show love. The wife says, what is it today? What have you done? You know, she thinks it's about what the husband has done, Huko, and he's now coming to cover up by saying, I love you, baby, nini. Because they do not appreciate themselves.
That is it.
Exactly. So even if they are told they are beautiful, they don't see it themselves. They don't. They think they are being mocked. What you have just said. So I think I put a tick there. And these people, they don't appreciate themselves, and it is very, very bad. And they also spoil relationships because of that. Because everything is all about their body and so on and so forth. Do you have advice for people with special needs?
Yeah, when we come
you can maybe say one word or two about people with special needs, because you have mentioned them just now, saying that they also have self-image.
Now, when we look at people with special needs, you'd mentioned that maybe due to genetic reasons, there are people who were born without maybe eyes, without other body parts, or accidents. Many things happen. And that is why we should work on our body image. And all the time it is dynamic. Please, when I look at you the way you are today, tomorrow you may not. God forbid. You have both hands, tomorrow you may not have. I have both legs, tomorrow I may not have. So I think these are the people you want us to address. Now, what is important is is what I tell myself.
Yeah.
Before we come to the others, what am I telling myself?
Mm-hmm.
The first thing is, what I should tell myself is that I'm good enough.
Yes.
And that the body image, to go back to what I said from the beginning, does not define my self-worth.
Yes.
The concept of a self-worth is broader, is wide, is not defined by a body image. So that I also have a positive concept of body image. Zipporah is not this body.
No.
Liz is not whom we see.
No.
Your self-worth is broad.
Yeah.
And that is why we get irritated by people who keep on hitting girls on the road, saying, I like your boob, I like your, because they're looking at them like their self-worth is the way they look,
Yeah.
which is very unfortunate. So to these people, this special population, very important, they should know their body image does not define their self-worth. And their potential, again, I go back to the functionality. That is lost. Maybe it is eyesight. Maybe it can be compensated by other things. So the person is still as good as the other people. They may not have the physical legs, but they're moving.
Yeah.
They may not have the physical hands that I'm having, but they are working.
They are working.
There is brain. We have very similar people who are blind.
Yeah.
I have a deputy in the school where I'm a member of the BOM. Eunice is blind and she functions very well.
Very well.
She's the best teacher we have. Her subject is ranked first. CRE, almost everybody gets an A where she teaches. So that is it. That's what we're saying.
Okay.
That the body image is not equals to your self-worth.
It's not everything.
It's not
In
everything.
other words, we are made up
yes.
of other factors, okay?
Yes.
All right. Now that parents are the people in most cases who live with these people now, from the word go, when the child is growing to the point of being a teenager, a youth, with this still issue of the image, what advice would you give to the parents? Because maybe I'm trying to think this thing may have developed even as the child grew up. Because now we are looking at them when they are youth. Maybe there is a way it could have developed as this child grew, and maybe the parent could have chipped in and helped the person before coming to that point.
Yeah, thank you, Liz, for that question. We are parents also.
Yes, we are parents.
I'm reminded, and I'm asking myself. I'm praying that I've contributed in making my children have a positive body image. So it is complicated. It is not easy. It's not a simple advice to the parents. Because you see, we are a product of our past. These parents are what they are because of what they got from their parents. And dealing with parents, it's just important for them to know, maybe the simple one, that what you tell your children is very important to them, and it has a lasting effect, so that they learn to speak positively. If you must speak about your child's body, then let it be positive. I think that's a simple one that I can give. Let it be positive, because they're going to have that in their mind.
Yeah.
It will sink, especially coming from parents. Parents are significant others. They are very significant in our lives. So if you talk negative about the body of your child, or yourself, or you talk negative about yourself, yes,
as a parent,
Yeah.
Because even these people who are going for surgery, they are parents. Maybe the who are going, they hate their nose. What about their children? Won't they follow the same suit?
Maybe now we are looking at the parent in reference to the child.
Yeah.
We are looking at the parents who is talking to the child. So what we tell our children, we are looking at the children growing up
Very
now.
important.
It should be positive.
What they hear from the mouth.
And let us avoid comparing them with others. Whether they are their siblings, whether, and if we must compare a child, then compare them positively.
Yeah.
If you must, we should just avoid that. Yeah.
Okay.
So because it is very complicated, but it is important just to tell them, be positive, talk positive. If they are tall, say you have an American height, you'd be a good basketballer, you know, you are, talk positive to them. That is very important.
Very good. Now, this is a very interesting topic that I feel like we should even revisit it, because it is very interesting, by the way, and it is very helpful. But because of time, is there anything else you would like to add in conclusion of what you have been talking about?
Now, as we conclude our topic, viewers, we've been talking about body image and the youth. It is important to know that how you feel about your body, your perception about the body, will contribute a lot to how you carry yourself, will contribute to your relationship, will contribute to your work, and can be carried forward to your children. So it is important that we have a positive self-body image. Let us have a positive body image by working against generalization. Degeneralize those things you've heard from media, from technology, that if you are not size 8, you are not beautiful. If you are not light, if your skin is not light, you are not beautiful. If you don't have long hair, you are not beautiful. Let us degeneralize those stereotypes that we've had with time. And men are dying in gym. Maybe it is important to mention that as we end this session.
Yes.
Trying to get muscles, you know?
Yes.
And sometimes they are overdoing it. Yeah, and they are not able to balance the feeding and the working out.
Yes.
So that they get certain figure. Yeah, so let us degeneralize those stereotypes about specific body types. We are all wonderful, made by God. Yeah, let us love ourselves. Let us not be harsh. Let us not judge ourselves harshly, because when you judge yourself harshly, then you are your own enemy, and that can work very negatively on you.
True. Madam Zipporah, we are so happy that you came. We really do appreciate your support for Liz Refuge TV. And we want you to look at the camera and appreciate 2 or 3 people, and also give your contact in case somebody needs to see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy for giving me an opportunity to shape the lives of many youth, whom I hope by listening to me will change their body image, if it was negative, to positive. If it was positive, they are going to maintain. And if you'd like to see me or talk to me on one-on-one, I'm at Gate House, 4th floor, room 411, and my number is 0723 463671. Let me pass my regards to my people, my family. I'm very proud of you. I want to appreciate my husband, Mr. Chege, who has no issue with my body image. And I love you so much wherever you are. I also want to appreciate my children. I want to appreciate Leah and Samuel. I want to appreciate Phyllis. I want to appreciate George and Angela. And I also want to appreciate Kenya and the wife. I want to appreciate Geshimo and Florence. And I also want to appreciate Martin and Dorcas, more so to my children and to the viewers, those who are parents. Ensure that your children, as they grow, they have a positive self-body image. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Viewer, we have come to the end of this session of counseling, and we are so grateful that you have been with us, you've been following us in all our counseling sessions and teaching sessions. We are so grateful to you, and as we keep on saying, we are because you are. Thank you so much, Madam Zipporah. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
God bless you.